I want to know what. Let me see. Okay, what we did majorly last week is the registration. Let's just quickly do a kind of a recap of what we did. Let me start from the account. I think that is the only app we've created. Start login. Okay, I'm not doing anything on login. But we're not doing anything on email verification. Okay, I think what we've done is registration. So this registration is not like your normal what's it called? It's not like your normal regular Django registration where you render directly on um, HTML. So this one we are not rendering on HTML, rather we are using JSON. We are returning it as what? As JSON. And of course, you agree with me that JSON is uh, like uh, a, usually return response, and each of the response have a key. You can see here the key that we have here is error, right? So whenever there is a key of error, then any of this message it will not trigger. So we are not sending our error directly on the server, rather we are sending it on the browser, right? So when we send it on the browser, the code will asynchronously get the details directly from the server and then bring it out for us. So you can look at what we did here. We have our post request. So we created let's start from the model. On the model here we have abstract user. In that abstract user we have the user ID. Of course, we have the username, we have the password, then we have the account type. So this account type is where we choose either a business account or a personal account, right? So this is actually what we be able to have here. Then we come to the HTML, right? So we are returning this HTML as a get, not as a post. That's why when you come to this view, any question? Any question? Person that indicating. Person that indicating. You have any question? Okay. All right. So when we come to the registration, so if you look at here, we are only returning the HTML as a word, as a get, all right? So as a get, then on the posts, we are. Who is that? Who is that person? Are you not having the class? So returning. We are returning the user and then returning the email. So we already have this in our HTML here. So let's quickly look at it together. So okay. So when you click on the personal account, so and they have a button where you click on the business. So this particular button here is for business button. Why this particular button here is for what? Personal account. So if you click on any of this, you are going to have the post a form, and then the form we have only post request, and then we pass in a CRFS token because we won't know what it does. Then here, all we did here was to hide the account type. So when it comes to the value of account type here, when it comes to the model, you see that in this model we have person. So the value of the account type will be this personal, because this is actually what goes to the database, not this, right? This goes to the what? To the database. Then so we have it as hidden, right? And we have it at account type name. So when it comes to your view, registration view, you can see the account type will only get the value, right? And then store the value on the database, right? So that's what we did here. Then we also have um, we have the username, which is this. Uh, then we have the phone number, which is this you are seeing here. Then we also have the what's it called? The email, right? We have the email. Then you have the password. Then after that, we move into the next one, which is the business, right? On the business, you can see the business form here. Of course, the reason why I'm having these two forms, if you come in here, you notice that we have two forms here. When you click on personal, when you click on business, right? You have the business, business models there. So we also have the same thing input here. We hide it. This time around, it was actually business, not personal, right? So that's what when you are sending this form, we click on business and it sends this form. Each of them have their own form. So it's actually going to trigger this particular form if you are in business. All right. So almost the same thing that we did here. So this is actually what we did. And I think the last week, did we test the registration form? Did it work? The registration form work? Please, who can confirm? Did the registration form work last week? Please unmute yourself and talk if you are away. The last time we had class, did it work? Nobody is saying anything. Well, hello. If you are not saying anything, Abi, am I talking to myself? Am I alone here? But I say nobody there here. Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
You people should talk now. Abi, are you people daft? Talk now. I'm asking hello, hello. Nobody's saying anything. Abi, am I just talking to myself? Somebody saying hello, hello, hello. You are not be saying it. You are just there. If I please unmute yourself and talk, let me know that I'm not talking to myself alone. I'm just saying hello, hello. You people are just there. Not saying it. From Jerry. Jerry, that person that saying that should bring down your voice. I'm in a class. Tell that person to bring down your voice. Okay, let me try if this will work. Okay. So what we're having here is the password does not match. So this is actually what we're having. And the reason why we're having this as a response is because we are using JSON. We are not passing it directly to the server. So this is information that we're having. And of course, I think the last time we do, I think the last time we created an account, I don't know, but let me confirm if we created an account last week. Okay. Account username. Okay. Let's try to create an account and see. Let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's try. So they're telling us the email already exists. This is the email. Top right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, username already exists. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, phone number already exists. Voila. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's confirm that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I think that has been created. So you can see that we have this created. Okay, I think we can see we have this created here. So if you click on this, you notice that we have the username is admin, is verified, is 0. Then the account type is personal. So it's actually personal. It's not business. So it's personal that we use. Let's try to create a business account and see. So if you come the same here, I will say business. I will say this. Then I put 6090. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, created successfully. So let's go back to the account, and so we have let's check it out. So where do we recreate? Do we create it? Um,
See, there's business there. You see.
no, not here, not here. It shouldn't be. It's supposed to be on the user. Did we create it? Account register successfully. We username arrow.
Is there what field of business have the username? See it there. Second to the last one.
Second to the last one. This one, no, that is not. Are you sure?
He has username as business. That's the username as business.
A business. Where is it now? I can't
Not
see it.
that one.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Okay, all right. So you can see that the registration is working now. I'm asking if we should focus on working on the completing the front end, like working with the ajax and the JavaScript, or we should finish up the login and the OTP. Then we can then start working all of them with ajax. Because what I want to achieve here is that, number one, if you click on this and if you click on this register, the page should not redirect. It should not reload. Now it's reloading. The second, um, if you click on this submit and and the server is still loading, like it's trying to submit, it's just disable this registration button. So and then put a loader here. Then the third one is I want to, instead of rendering the message this way, instead of rendering this message this way, I want it to appear on the front end here, and it should not redirect to just appear here. So what I'm asking, if we should keep it pending, let's finish the registration, the login, and the OTP. Then when we are done getting the back end, they will now move on to working on the front end. I will just finish up the registration at once. What do you guys think?
I think if we're doing registration, we should just finish the session, then we go to another one.
Okay, we'll just finish our registration, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, that's no problem. So let's do that. So what we are going to do next on this form is that I will take it bit by bit. It's very simple, very simple. So we are going to be working with ajax. I can still work with we all know what ajax look like. Ajax is actually a library, a JavaScript library, ajax. So you don't need to go and know more about ajax. No. as we are doing it, we are learning it. I will tell people that the best way to learn programming is when you are working and you are learning it. Okay, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President is not here. Deputy President here.
They are here.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we need to please bring out the list of those that pay for their certificate so that we can start issuing certificate. Are you getting me? All the list. I think Mr. President has that list with him. Please tell him by tomorrow so that we can we'll start sending them that certificate. When we verify your name, then we'll block it. Then you just go to the dashboard and download it as a PDF. Please do that as soon as possible. Why those that pay for hard copy, just waive it to them as well. So please let him know so that we can start giving everybody certificate. When we're rounding up after this course now, it is what it is. All right. So all right. So Ajax is actually very and why do we use Ajax, right? To achieve this. Now you can still use vanilla JavaScript, normal JavaScript, right? But I tried to use Ajax because it's actually very easy and you don't need much code. Like I said, we are going to use both normal JavaScript and Ajax. So Ajax is actually what we are going to use to what we are going to use to achieve what we need, right? Make it very asynchronous. Now, time have gone when you want to submit something, the page will reload. Nobody does that again, right? So what we are going to do here is that let's start from somewhere. So we are going to start first from the loader, right? We are going to add the loader. We are going to add a loader on the submit button. So we are going to add a loader there. So I'm going to get a loader on the submit button, bootstrap loader. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a bootstrap loader on the submit button. So that's actually what I'm going to use. All right. So let me quickly look for loader that I'm going to use. All right. So bootstrap. So spinner. So they call it spinner. So there are different type of spinner. We have this one. You can see we have this. So what we want to achieve is that we want to add a loader here on this man. That's actually what we want to achieve. So to do that, I'm going to do something inside the button. So let's go to the button. So I will just copy let's say this spinner, this particular spinner here, spinner border, right? That is the class. So this is the class of the spinner border. So I'm going to just copy it. Come to let's start from personal. Let's work with the personal first before moving to so this is the personal. So let me just open all this. Where in the personal, you can see this is the personal form. So let me also open this. Please, if you have any question, please ask me. And all right. So now here inside here, this is the button, right? This is actually the button. That button will have a class. So I'm going to do this inside this button. That's why I'm going to do this inside this button. So inside this button, I'm going to call a span because I don't want it to create this thing. I'm going to call a spam. So inside that spam, I'm going to type copy and paste the class. So yeah, make class. If you are not using Bootstrap, make sure that you have Bootstrap in your head already. So this is it. So this is a spinner. So let's see and see what's good. Let's check out and see what's going to happen. So let's try to reload this. You can see what we're having here, right? You can see that we're having what? A spinner that is loading. So we're having a spinner that is loading here. So I also want to reduce and I also want to like work on the heights and also the weights of this spinner. So I'm going to do that quickly. So when I come here, I will call style. Let's say the weights should be like the weight should be like 2 rm 2 right, and then the height, you can convert this rm to pixel if you want. The height should be also the same thing, 2 rm. All right. So this, so we need to, this ends here. All right. All right, so this is it. Let's see what's going to happen. So let's quickly reload. Okay, you can see what we have here. So I just decide to reduce it. There I click and see what happened. Okay, you can see what we have here, right? You can even come here to either reduce it or increase it to anyhow you want. Sorry. So you can either make it big. Same here with this. Can either make it big or make it small, right? All right. So I think we are good with what we have already. Then reload. We are good with what current have already. So what I need to do now, I don't want this man to display. I only want this man to display if a certain condition are met. Let's say if somebody click on this man, right? I want this man to display. So I'm going to keep it display to none, right? Display to none. Those are no booster, we know that. So we come here, we can say display to none so that it will disappear, right? Let me close it. Display, we change it to what? To none. So when they come back, you're not going to see it again. All right. So we have achieved that, right? Now I also want a situation when they click on this man. I want something like when they click on this man, instead of register now, you say loading or wait. I get me? Loading or wait. I think you've seen that before. I don't know if you've seen it before. When you click on, when you're registered on your side, they click on this thing. The registration register now will not change to something. Have anybody seen it before? Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we are going to do that, but in order to do that, we are going to use JavaScript to do it. So here inside the registration, right, on this registration, I'm going to in the registration, I'm going to add a spam. I'm going to wrap this spam inside this registration in a spam so that I can be able to handle it. So here I'm going to give an ID, uh, of BTN text. So this is, remember this ID. This ID is actually what I'm going to select. You know, in JavaScript, if you want to get an HTML element, either a text, you're going to use an ID, right? Are we together? So this ID that I'm adding here. Remember, this ID have a spam from here to this place. So the spam is wrapped on register now, right? So that is for the button. So let's go up a little bit, and also I will also want to get the form, the entire form, right? So I also want to get this entire form because this entire form is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to get this entire form. Where is the form? I'm trying to check. where our form is starting from. So we need to go up, up. Okay, look at the form now. I want to get this entire form on JavaScript. Who can tell me how to do it? If you want to get all this information, all the input in the form, what are we going to do in this form? Where are we going to add the ID? Who can tell us? The guy Chidima. My people the longest time. Who can tell us? How do we do it?
The form itself.
Okay, on the form, yeah, right? Yeah, right? Hmm?
Yes.
So in this item, I'm going to
Yes, we
say
put an
personal form. Let me use lower code. Personal form, right? So personal form. All right. So this is actually what I use here. Personal forms, right? So we want to first do it with personal first, right? We do it personal with this. We can then. All right. So I think with this we can be able to have access to whatever that we are having here, right? So whatever we're having here. So what we are going to do next is that we are done, right? Let now move into our JavaScript, right? So that we can do all the manipulation in our JavaScript. So in case you don't understand what I did here, please ask question. This is normal HTML. So please, I want you to ask question when I'm working on JavaScript because some of you is your first time, right? Why some of you is not your first time. So I already have JavaScript here. I don't think I can make use of that. So instead this static, because you need to do it in static. You need to link it to your header, right? Very important. So you have to do it in static. So in this static, I have static, right? Inside the static, we have access, right? The access. So I'm going to create a folder inside this access. I'm going to say uh, custom JS. So just my yeah, where I have my own JS. So yeah, I am working on registration. So I will come here and write register the word JS, right? So can see my register.js in JavaScript. Don't worry, everything I'm doing I will teach you from the basic. So you don't need to know JavaScript, right? So in JavaScript, if you want to print out something in the browser console, right? We all know what browser console look like. It's met element, right? You use console.what? Console.log. So here I'm going to say
log.
yes, exactly. I'm going to say hello world. It is working, right? Now the reason why I'm doing this is that I want to know if my JavaScript is connected to this my form. And now remember something that this form has extended of the header. That means all the scripts from the header has been inherited from this form. That means if I pass anything from the header on the header.html, the form would also inherit it, right? So I don't necessarily need to come here and start linking the JavaScript. So I'm going to do that in the header.html. So I want to link my JavaScript, the way we link our CSS. It's actually very simple. So I'm going to go down to my header. Then inside my header, I'm going to do it under beneath. Then I copy this, right? Copy this. Then yeah, I will say here is my custom custom JavaScript, right? So I'm going to comment on this. So here I'll paste that thing that I copied. So I just copied this so that I will just remove every other thing that is here. Then we have custom. Inside the access, we have custom, right? We have what? Custom. The folder
Custom,
name. Then
custom
slash
JS.
custom JS, yes, custom JS. Then we have slash register, right?
Register JS.
Register
Register JS. Yes.
dot JS, right? So this is where we link it. So if we want to confirm that it's linked, remember in our JavaScript we did console.log. So this will help us print this word in our form. So I'll just
Browse.
enter. Is that a browser rather? Sorry, my brother. Inspect. So I come to console. right? You can see what we are having here, right? Hello, it is what? It is working. That means, remember what we asked the registration. Now, if you in same thing, now if you go to let's say if you go to login, let's go to the home page, then you go to login. If you go to login and you right click and inspect, then you come to console, you can see that we are having it is what? It is working. That because we added it in the header. Remember the header spammed all our registration, login, and everything. So we have access to our JavaScript JavaScript code file is now in all our login and registration, right? So now we want to start writing our JavaScript. Now it's Ajax I'm writing, right? Ajax. Now for you to be able to write Ajax, without that you will have an error. You have an error which is Ajax is not defined. But in this we already have an Ajax. We already have Ajax already imported as a CDN. Let me show you here. If you go to this top here, I something like jQuery. Let's check it out. We already have it here. Okay, look at it here. Look at it here. We have jQuery already, right? And we're supposed to have Ajax. So if you don't have it on your own, what you need to do now is that you need to go link Ajax. So call Ajax CDN. So here is the library. So when you come to get started, you need to download Ajax. So you download it as a CDN. Like I told you, already have it. Look at it here. Have you seen it? This is Ajax this. And when it comes to Java, it will come to this. You can see what we have here. Have you seen it? jQuery. You already have it. Look at it here. So jQuery.min, we already have it, all right? So even though you go to this place, you can see here is actually different, but we already have it. Look at it here. Have you seen it? We already have it. What do they call it? What this guy name? Bootstrap already have it, so you don't need to copy. But in case you don't have it, right? Maybe I'm doing another project and you don't have it. Please copy this. Copy this and then connect it. So that is the CDN you are going to use, CDN.js that you are going to use. So you copy it, you come down here and call your source, right? Scripts, and then call source and add it here. So this is it. That's all you need to do. There's no much thing, but we already have it here. Look at it here already. We already have it. There is here. We already have it here. So let me comment on this. The guy, my man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I
Yeah.
want to please let's work together. All right.
All right, sir.
Okay. So I can see what we have here. We already have it here. Now, what I'm going to do, because I already have it, what I'm going to do is that so I'm going to go to the JSON. The first thing that we are going to do is now is what's it called it? We are going to do something like
Good.
we want to make sure that before our Ajax is going to work, we want this particular form to be ready, right? Let me go back to home page and go to the sign up. We want this particular form to be what to complete to finish loading before anything will happen, right? So we want the document to be ready to finish loading, right? So in JavaScript, we call it document.object. Blah blah blah. I don't know how to do it in JavaScript, but in Ajax, what we are going to do here is that one thing about Ajax, if you want to create a variable in Ajax, you don't create it the way you create normal JavaScript variable. So if you want to create a variable, we want to know that variable is what that's stored a container, right? It's a name that's a container that stores various elements, right? So in JavaScript, you just do const, right? And then you have a name, then you assign, all right? You can say Olisa. Now it's not that way in Ajax. So if you want to write a variable, you use you use what? Star, right? Name. So
Dollar.
this, yeah, use a dollar sign. So what we want to do here is that we want to check, we want to make sure that document should be ready before it's going to execute any of the code that we are writing here, right? So we are going to do something like dollar. We use document, right? We use dollar, open and close. Inside you write document, right? Document. Then you come here. So after you are open, you close. Then use dot what? Dot ready, right? Now ready. So inside this place where you are expected to write what? To write your code, right? This is where you are going to write your code. So if it is ready, what actually going to do? You can say console.log log. You can say yes, yes, I am ready to work, right? So this is actually what we did here. Now let's come here and try to reload, and then come to inspect and come here. You can say yes, I am ready to work. And then I want to experiment something, because for some people may not understand. Let me comment on this jQuery, ccdn jQuery. So let me comment on it and see actually what's going to happen. Then come here, and then when you come here, it's still loading. So let's just load this man, so that all right, fantastic. So I want to show you guys something. Now, do you notice something here? You can see that we have jQuery is not what? Is not defined. Have you seen it? Uh,
Yeah.
jQuery
Yes.
is not defined. So it means that we need to download import jQuery. So if you are experiencing this error, it means that you have not connected to your jQuery. But the template we are using already have it. So I'm going to uncomment on it and then go back to what I am doing. But you don't want to display yes, job is ready. We want to display a function. So here we are going to call a function inside this ready. Sorry, let me just. So inside this ready, I'm going to call a function. So when it's ready, because you know that the function, when you want to write a block of code, right, you need an what? You need a function. So this is just a function. So we are going to write our code inside what? Inside this function. Now, what actually is going to happen here is that if it is ready, you want the form to work. And now for us to be able to get access to all the input of the form, all the input of this form, for us to have access on it, we need to work with the ID. Remember that we added ID earlier on the form. So if you come to the form here, let me close all these ones. I want to do something so that we can be able to work for a pursuit. So let me. All right. So yeah, I'm going to divide this into two. All right. The form will be this side. No, 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 no. The form will be this side, while the JavaScript will be this side. So that we can have them side by side, right? I think that should be better. So when you come down to the form, so try to check where we have the form. All right.
Up.
Is it up? Okay.
Then see, you come down a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, this is the button. This is the button
Th
for personal. So
no,
drop.
this button here, this is a different button. Okay. I think this is
Sir,
abi. This is
use
right.
control F and start
That is
from. Use control.
Look at it. Look at the form here.
line 50.
Look at the form here. Look at it here. So that's the form for personal form. So this is what we are going to copy. So we copy it, and then we come here. If our document is ready, then because we want to access some what do you call it? We can say dollar. Then we'll put this here. Because it's an ID, so we put hash at the back. unlike JavaScript. So you put hash word at the back, right? So now what we want to do is that when when you click on this form, right? When you click on this form, eh, so we're going to say dot on submit, right? So we're going to call that's what we call event listener, right, in JavaScript, right? So whenever you click on this, something should happen, right? That's what we want to do. So whenever I click on this, something should happen. So when you come here, we click on here and say dot on what? Put dot on. Then inside this on, you open bracket, and then what event? Which of the event do you want to trigger? Which is submit, right? Submit. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, submit, right? When user submit, then we now need to call a function, right? Now need to call a function. So what I want to do here is that inside this function, this is what I want to do. I want to get all the elements of the form. So let's say here you can have form, right? So this form now is actually talking to all the elements inside this form. So this E contain the entire form. This element form here contain the entire form. Are you getting me? It contains what? The entire form. That's what this form does. It contains the entire form, right? It actually contains this entire form. I can decide to make it form. I can decide to make it E or anything. Let me leave it form for now, right? Form. So it contains all this entire form, both the input, right? Now, what I want to do now, um if somebody click on submit, I want you to disable the form from loading, right? So I can tell if somebody click on this, let's say log, let's say log cl 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 console dot log. Now, uh, if you log anything now, of course, it's not going to work because it's actually going to reload. Uh, this is working. So let's go back and then load this, and then come here, inspect. So inside this inspect console, then if you click on this man, you can see it display, but it actually load the page, right? That's not what we want. So I want a situation where when you click on the button, the page should not reload, right? The page should not reload. So what we are going to do here is that it's actually very simple. We come here. So here we are going to say the form, which is this one that we called here, dot prevent
Prevent default.
default. So the default, the D will be in capital letter. Only D that will be in capital letter default, right? So that's actually what's going to happen. Prevent default will now prevent this man from reloading. So when you come here and you reload, and then let's try to click, and you notice that when you click it, it did not what? It did not reload. It's not showing anything because we already prevented the default. Now, for you to know that if it actually clicked, if this man is actually clicked, if it is working, then come back to this reload. After this default reload, then console the log, and then you can say click me, right? Then when you come here and then reload again, okay, inspect, then come down, and then click this one, take it up a little, then click and see that is what? Click me. That means it's what? It's actually working. Now remember earlier I told you that this particular form, contain every entire thing in this form. So let me show you something. Console.log. Then let log this form. Log this form. Then inside this form, I'm going to also reload. That's how I like React. In the React now, I don't need to reload all these things. It's on a stress. Every minute you reload, every minute you reload. If you do React, you enjoy it too. I just finished my React program now. I'm building a particular project on React. The React, I don't need to reload all these things. So now later I click on submit. Now see what happened. See what actually happened. You can see that we have the form. Have you seen it? The delegate target. You can see that we have form. Inside this form, we have a lot of element that comes in. We have input. You can see this one is input check this. Yes, boss. So if you want to even check the password, you have to go from now this input one. Now you can see they have input 2. You want to scroll down, and then so we have almost everything that we have here, everything that we have in this place. All of them, they are there, right? All of them are all here. So we are having all of them from A to Z. So the next thing that we are going to do, that if that button is clicked, if this button is clicked, what's actually going to happen? So if that button is clicked, if that button is clicked, I want to um like disable the button. Are you getting me? If that button is clicked, I want to disable this button, right? I want to disable this button so that the button would not work. Or probably, let's say I want to change the write up. Let's see, if it's clicked, I want to change the write up, like loading or waiting. So to do that, remember, for us to have access to this man, we need to, which we already done that. Yes, are you talking to me? Okay. So if you look at the form here, let me open that form. I think I have to. One more. This is not clear. I want to close it. It's not clear. Some people are not seeing it well. I think so. So let's come back to customize here. All right. So now if you come to this form here, down to the button, so remember we have this. So if anything we change here can affect this man. Remember, you have a span. Yes, I will just copy this man. Yeah. So immediately the button is clicked, right? Immediately the button is actually clicked. What we need to do here is that we need to create a variable const, right? And then btn text, that's the variable name. Then we assign it. So if we want to access that ID, we should do it this way. And then inside here, we put hash and then pass in this, right? So if you want to confirm that if this is actually working, console.log, then you are going to log in what? btn what? Test, right? So let's confirm. Let's reload and then inspect. Take it a bit down and then scroll down a little bit. So yeah, console.log, then we click. You can see that we have that button, right? Have you seen the button here? We already have the button. So now inside that button, we want that if that is clicked, we want to change the text to what? Loading, right? So if that is clicked, we want to change the text to what? To loading. So I will say, let me remove this. I will say call the btn dot text, right? Inside the text, I'm going to say loading, right? So that is all. So let's and then let's click. You can see we have it at what as loading. So the next thing we're also going to do is that our spinner, that's our spinner. So if you click on it also, right? If you click on it, I also want it to like I also want the test. I also want the spinner should just come back, right? To just start loading. So we have to go back there again, and then we'll go back here. The spinner is the class. I'm going to use class here, right? I can also use ID. Let me show you how to use class so that we not use only ID. So let's use class also. So we see how to use class in ajax. So here I'm going to also create a variable const. Inside here I'm going to have like spinner. Then to access that, I'm going to have my hash. Sorry, what did I even do? So instead of having hash, I'm going to have dot. So this one now, this is how you can access class. There. So after having that dot under beneath, I'm going to have the spinner. Sorry, the spinner. So dot show. Remember I hided it. Remember what we did. Remember what we did there. We display to none, right? So what you are going to do there is what to show. So show. Then let me close. Let me also close this. Right. So I reload. Then come here and click. You can see we're having what loading, right? Loading. So this is actually what we have here, right? Loading. So we're having this as loading. I want to remove this thing that is here. Let me remove it. I don't need it. That arrow. Where is that arrow self? Where is that arrow? That arrow self on that button. Where can I see it? Self? Is it this one? That arrow on that button self. Okay, let me inspect that so that I can remove that arrow. This arrow. I don't like that arrow. Okay, this. I think. Okay. That one, I think that one comes as a CSS. So I don't know. I don't know for CSS we go see them.
It was in CSS.
That is after.
After you do in CSS.
Okay, let me just
Yeah.
comment on this. Let me comment on it. Ah, and then copy. Let me see. After commenting on, let me see what's going to happen. I don't want a situation where all this work it works. Okay, it's now no longer there again. So let me just highlight all this because it's the CSS start of CSS. That is CSS name. So let me come to access style. All right. So I'd get rid of all this and replace with the new one. That is all. That's how to clone a site. For those that want to clone people website. I don't want to teach you people that one. You let that one by yourself. So the next thing we also want to do, want to disable this button, right? Want to disable this particular button, right? So want to disable this particular button. To do that, get rid of this. So I noticed that in this button we did not add this submit button, like the entire button, we did not notice that we did not add something like ID, right? You need an ID on this button, like this particular button here. So we want to disable all these buttons. The one we added ID, the guy, is just this one, right? This text, right? D-boy. So
Yes, we can use the class now.
okay, no, we
The
can't use
class
this.
there.
We can't use this one now because this one is only test. So we need to add. If we want to disable the button,
So,
we
talking
need to
about
add an ID here.
the button,
Yes.
CM button, we can use that one instead of adding another ID.
Which of them? This class.
CM button, yes, CMN button. Yeah, we can use that one instead of adding another ID.
Now me, I like working with ID. Big. I dey like work with
Okay.
ID. BTN personal. Let me have it at BTN. And me, I like working with ID. I don't like the things. I don't like class. I just did this one because I want to show you guys how to use class. You understand? I don't like working
Okay.
the class. I usually use class for Java for CSS so that I will not get confused. So BTN personal. Then let me access it there. All right.
You didn't put a dollar sign. You didn't put a dollar sign before
Okay.
the.
Yes. Sorry. Remember, this dollar sign only for ajax. So when you are working with JavaScript, we don't need to put all this. If we are working with normal vanilla JavaScript, we don't need to put all those signs. When you are working with ajax, it's necessary. So now what that is, I want to disable. Like I want to disable this, right? So what I'm going to do is actually very simple. You can see call the btn personal dot pro probe. Then inside this probe, then you have disabled, abi disabled, right? Then we have command
Double S.
equals to true, right? So disabled should be equals to true. Now when it comes here, then now and then you reload, I click on this. This our man don't come back again.
I told you the class is that one, the pseudo class.
So
You see it's
let's
pseudo
click.
after in the
Now it's actually disabled, right? It's actually disabled. Now let me tell you how it's disabled. Now why it's disabled? Now immediately it's disabled. Now it's loading. If you click on it again, nothing going to happen. If you are doubting me, let me let me console log this man, right? And then let reload. So if you click, you can see it's showing. Now let's click again. You can see it's not showing. It's only one. But I want to do something so that it will be obvious. I want to change the background color, and then whenever you bring your mouse here, I want you to show this. I don't know if you noticed it before. When the disable page, this when you hover your mouse, it will show red something, red logo. Their mouse will change to something that you're not allowed now. I don't know if you guys have seen it before in the site, but let me do so that you see it. I don't know what is called, but the mouse will be disabled. So now what I want to do here is that if that is disabled, right? Here I will say dot. I want to add CSS. The CSS I'm going to use. CSS. Yeah, then inside is where I'm going to write my CSS. So you can write CSS in Ajax. You can see that. So this is how you're going to do it. The CSS. Yeah, we'll say background color. Background. Is that correct? Background color. The guy spelling the correct, Abi.
Yes, sir.
yes.
So the background color, I'm going to use put this. I'm going to use any color that I want. Let me just use this color. Sorry. That blue, light blue. I just want to use light blue color. So this actually color I want to use. This color now. This color I want to use light blue. Yeah. So let it just be a kind of a light blue color. So I'm going to put this here and then put this here. So that's the color I'm going to use. Then I put comma. The koso. Mass koso. I'm going to say koso. Koso. Then inside this koso, I'm going to use not allowed. Not allowed. All right. So this is actually what I did. I'm changing the color. When it's disabled, I'm changing the color to something else, and then the match is not allowed. So let's check it out. Okay. So you can see. Have you seen it, the guy? This is what I'm talking about. Have you seen it? Hmm?
Yeah.
So you can see
Yes.
you can't. There's no way you can click. So the match is now not allowed. So it's actually very. See, ajax is actually very simple. So please, if you and this class don't understand this code, please indicate or mute yourself and ask question. If you are in this class, you don't understand this code now, from this particular place to this stage now, you don't understand it, please unmute yourself and ask question. Because me, I feel that it's actually very simple. Any question? It means that everybody understand. All right. So let's move to the next thing. So the next now I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to actually at this point now I'm not getting the entire form, right? I'm not getting the entire form at this form because yeah, I'm not really getting all the element of the form. I want a situation where we say where that I will get the input of the form, I will get almost everything, right? So what I want to do now is that I want to call a property called this. Now, let me show you what I want to do. Now, when I come here or I will come down here, inside I will say I will create a variable const, right? Const, and then I have this as entire form, entire entire form, right? Then I assign it to what they call um a brief property called dix, right? Now dix, what this means that I am having access to all this form, both the input, all this form, all this input, I'm having access to it. Now the reason why I'm saying so is because it will help me get access to the input value of each of the whatever the user is putting here, and then also help me to to serialize the form. I'm going to explain what serialize is, right? I'm going to explain that why this serialize. Now let me console log and show you something. Now if I console log this man now, console dot log, so now I console log this man now, put entire form, sorry, log entire form. So inside this entire form now, let's reload, enter. Then let me right click and also want to also there's one man there also want to comment. Okay, no console log here. All right. Okay. Now if I come here and click on enter, now have you seen that entire form? Now you can see it's giving me the entire form, the entire form. Now when I come here, you notice that I am having access to all the entire form, right? All the entire form, every form. You can see this ID now give me access. So with this information I have now, I can be able to serialize the entire form, both the input and everything. The information there is also similar, but the content there are not the same. You can see action of the form, right? Where the action of the form is coming from. You can also check the input of the form. So this will give me access to all the various input of the form. You can see the submit, right? So yeah, you can see the object. So this will actually give me access to all the entire form to help me serialize the form. You can see the URL, you can see the input. So this is actually what Dix is doing. So Dix is talking to Dix, this form, this entire form. That's what this means. I will use it later. So the next thing we are going to do is that we have a problem, the guy. The guy, now what is the problem? Can you tell us the problem that we have? How do we communicate to our Django backend? How do we communicate to
Through
backend? That is the problem we have now. Now look at now. How do we communicate to this particular man? Because now Django, now this man now don't have no communication to this man yet. This HTML have no communication to this man because this HTML is being controlled by JavaScript now, as we speak. It's only JavaScript that control this man. Then how do we communicate to our Django? So who can tell us what to do?
is by through the API now.
Which API? I should create the API. Well, you have already created an API. This man here is an
That
API.
is the
Look at our API here.
that is the gateway.
These are our API. So how do we communicate to this API? Let's call it an API, but not a fully API because it's actually an API. You can use Postman to send a request to that API. So how do we communicate and get the URL? Because for you to communicate to this man, you need the URL. Are you getting me? The
Then
URL.
we have to serialize it now.
Huh?
We have to serialize it
Okay, that is not. Now, this is what we are
to
going to
get
do.
the URL. We need to serialize it.
Okay, not really serialized. Okay, now this is it. This is what we are going to do. So after our document is ready, and then hold on. So this is what we are going to do. Let's come down here. So inside here we are going to um, call ajax. We are going to call ajax. Now ajax, what this ajax is doing is that is now want to communicate our Django ajax. So to send a request, want to send a request to the server. So open and close, and then we'll put this. So this is actually where we're going to write whatever we're sending to the server. So what is the type of our request? Type of method? Is it post, right? Is it post method or a get method?
Post.
So we are going to type post in capital letter. Then the next one here is the URL. URL, right? Is a URL. So then inside this URL, we are going to pass in Django URL where we are sending the request to. So it's actually here that we're sending the request to, right? Now, if you want to pass in a URL, now you must also know, you must also understand the structure of your URL. Now, if you come to my URL, let me start from the this URL now. In this Django URL, okay, sorry, in this Django URL, if you have any folder here, let's say account, it's going to be different the way I'm going to point it. Now, I don't have any folder here, right? What I have here is that when I come here, I only have this an empty, right? I don't have any folder here. Then when I come to down my account, I have registration, right? Now, inside the registration, the URL, I have this register as the URL. You are not using this name, but you are using this. So now, if you come here and copy the register, this URL pattern, not this one, right? You come here and then come to this ajax. You are going to have slash and then pass in the name. But in a situation, if you have in this URL, if you have something like account here, let's say account as a folder, as a name, that means when it comes here, you are going to pass in what accounts. Are you getting me? Account, right? Now the reason why I'm passing slash here is because when you come in here, you are having slash at the back. Have you seen it? You are having slash. So this slash now would now replace this slash. So for it, look at exactly the way we have it here. Have you seen it? But now, but in this sense, we are going to remove the ID. What do they call it? The passing exactly the way it's being passed here. But what we are going to do, we are going to remove
Host.
this. We are going to remove this HTTP, blah 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 blah. This. So let me put
That is host.
yes. Let me put comma here. So now the next thing we are going to do also is the data type. What kind of data are we sending to the server? Are we getting to the server? Not sending. Well, okay, yeah. Sending, all right.
Yes.
What kind of data type are we sending? Who can tell me?
JSON.
We are sending JSON, yeah. JSON. So you can see,
JSON slash.
yeah, this
I've
JSON.
forgotten the other one.
Yes, you
JSON.
can. It's only JSON. That's what we are passing. So the data we are sending is JSON. So here we are going to pass in a data of what? Of JSON. Right. So we have it here, JSON. Then another thing we also want to do is that we also want to serialize our data. So yeah, we are going to serialize our data. Now, what I mean serialize now, why do you serialize? The reason why you serialize is that so that it can enable you securely, are you getting me? Be able to get access to all the input user of data. Because it's a JSON, you need to reformat it in a way that Django will understand. That's why you serialize it. Because now Django does not understand those input. They come in as a JSON, right? So we need to without serializing, it will not work. Now, what are we serializing? Remember earlier, we are serializing the entire form. Who can tell me the variable that have the entire form here? Who can show me the variable that have the entire form? Remember this is what we did. I mean this is a variable that have the entire form. So that's actually what we are,
Entire form is divided.
yes, that's what we're going to serialize. So here I'll call sorry. So I put in hash here. Then inside this I put dot serialize, serialize, right? Sorry. So now we put in this is what we call serialize, right? Now the next thing I'm going to do here is that um after this has been done, the next one I'm going to do is to check either it's successful or error, right? If it's successful, I can say okay. If it's successful, do this. If it's not successful, do this. I can say success. Eh? Success. Then that is success. I'm going to call a function. A function. Then I'll say respond or res. Like, all right. So yeah, I will say console.log register successfully, right? So input comma here. Now I'm also going to remember just as ends here. I'm going to recopy, and then here I'll have an error. Sorry, I wanted to copy this. So yeah, it stops here. Oh, sorry. Then in case there's an error, so we are going to record error. In case there's an error, so yeah, instead of source I will say error. So we are going to have an error. So I will say error or respond to, right? So anything at all. Then I will say there is an error, right? So now I hope we understand what is happening here. So here we have our success. If this go through, it move in here. If this failed, it move into this place, right? So that's actually what it means. So let me go back and say boom, boom. So
So there was a place you added accounts. That's the place the error is coming from.
okay. Let me remove it. For me. Okay. Hey. All right. All right. So inspect. Um. So let's boom. You can see what we have here. There is what? An error. Have you seen it? Now the problem is that are you guys seeing it?
Yes, sir.
The problem is that
Yes, sir.
how do we get the error? Now, Presido assignment, Presido, deputy Presido, deputy. Hmm.
Yeah,
They don't sleep.
I can hear you.
Deputy president.
Deputy is
He's
present
talking.
now.
Ah,
I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
okay. See, the guy. Now listen. I will do the registration form. Are you getting me? I will do the registration form, the business and the personal. So you guys should go and do the login, do and create login, and the login during the login. Uh, I will provide you guys with a code. Are you getting me? I'll provide you guys with just my front end, my back end code. I'll provide you guys with my back end code after this class. Then go and integrate ajax and JavaScript on it. Go and integrate JavaScript on it. This assignment now, we need it Saturday. This Saturday. Today is what? Wednesday. You have to be submitted this Saturday because we are going to use it. I will collect the assignment before I start class on Saturday. I don't need to go and teach it. I'll just copy and then paste. So the guy, Mr. Each cohort have to do. Then they should deploy it on GitHub. The guy will use their own. So if you don't do them well, I will still need to do them. So that is so, Mr. President, please take note of that. So let's fire them. Where are we? Where are we? Chichi Beke, Chidima, Chichi, Chidima, you okay? You're not talking. It is Gaji. All right. So um. Okay, so now let's see how we can be able to know the kind of error that we're having. So yeah, I'm going to console log the response, right? Instead of console logging this, I'm going to console log the response. So let's see the kind of response that we're having. So we need to know the response that we're having so that we can be able to track. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I will track. Okay, let's see. Okay, good, good. Now, have you guys seen this? Have you? No,
Yeah.
no, let me comment on some of the this thing. I think please, if you don't understand this class, you need to understand it too. I know it's not easy, but you need to. It's actually very simple. I didn't learn JavaScript for one day. I just started building. So nobody teach me. Oh, now they teach you now. Now respond. And now have you seen the response that we're having? So I have you respond. Now click on the response now. So let's be able to see the response. Now you can see the response that we're having here. Please fill all the form. Have you seen it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now inside there you see that we
Yes, sir.
have response dot error. So for us to be able to get this, we need to pass in what response JSON dot what error is inside the key is response, abi. If you open that response, you see
Yeah.
dot error, which is that error that we're having. So if I come here now and copy this response, I don't know, copy it like this. Then I will now put that response dot this. Where did I do that console log dot this? So let's see the error that we have now. Let's go back. So remember what I did there, right? So boom,
Yeah.
you can see that we are having it, but we are still having it as a list, right? So I think we need to pass in dot error
Error, yes.
so that we can have the complete uh, dot error. Okay, because we are having it as an object, not as a normal error that we can print. So now I can see that we're having what fill all the what the whole form. Now, even though you
Wow.
fill all the whole form, now another thing is that even though we submit those information, our loading is still there. There's no way we can still fill the form and submit again. So what we need to do is that if there's an error, this loading and everything should stop, right? Are we
Sure.
communicating? Like this loading and all
Yes,
these
sir.
things should stop. So they should allow us to be able to like fill the form
The
again, right?
submit.
And the submit back. So we are going to do that. It's actually very simple. We just copy and paste because we already have the code there, right? We just copy and paste. So let's do that immediately. So if that is done, let's go up here. The test. I'm going to call this. I'll change this test back to register now, right? That is the name, Abi.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So here I'm going to remove this comment on this. So I'll say dot test register now.
Now.
Now the next time the spinner, I want the spinner to stop. Spinner. Then we're going to say hide, right?
Hide. Yes.
Dot
Hide.
hide. Ajax is actually very simple. That's why I'm using it because if not JavaScript now it will return my head. Then this personal this thing, what's it called? That one that is disabled.
Yeah.
Personal BTN abi button.
Yes.
The
The
button
button.
is disabled. So we want to come here
Disable will be first.
and with two dot prompts
Prop,
disabled
prop,
abi. Yeah, we'll put it
prop.
first.
Okay.
Disable, then
Mm.
true. False.
The first, not true.
Disable first.
Yes. Then the CSS dot CSS
Dot CSL.
background. We change the background to empty. We leave the background to what it is. So background color.
Quote it, sir. You have to quote it.
Yes, no, I don't need to. Okay, yes, sorry. One more.
You have to quote it.
Yeah, yes. Background color. So I'll leave it to empty, like empty. Then the cursor to empty too.
Cursor.
Cursor
Cursor.
empty.
Can be pointer now. Pointer instead of empty.
No need now. Leave it
The
empty.
normal one is pointer, I think so.
Default is pointer now, so no need. Leave it empty.
Yeah.
So you can see the color change, abi. The color did
No,
not work.
it did not change back. Yes.
The color did not work. So let's check and see.
The color is still the Rebecca purple that you used.
Back background. Okay, that is the wrong spelling here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Background. All right. Okay, have you seen it here? So now we've been able to track all the error. Now, what we're going to do now is that this error that is showing on Coso now, we want to bring it. We want to bring the error that is showing on Coso to this place, right? We want to bring the error to this place. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use a library called Toast. I don't know if you know that library. Toast library.
Yeah, we know it.
Okay, good. Have you used it before, the guy? Cigar
Yes,
man.
in React.
Huh?
Yes, in React.
Okay, use it in React.
The guy na pro now.
Okay. Cigar
If
man.
I slap you,
Wait, the guy, they do React.
now you, yes, sir.
Ah, the guy na pro.
Mr. Dad, na my oga for React. Now he dey teach me.
Ah, oh boy. Now don't they, what thing they use for backend?
Django now.
They do Django REST API.
Yes,
They do Django REST API.
yes.
I get guru here. I don't know, sir. I don't say they hide on that gurus them there. Yeah. I got them.
Now
That guy
Mr.
na
Dad,
pro. That
now
guy na
Mr. Dad
pro
dey teach
now.
me.
I got them.
Now Dad did they teach me.
I started
I
React
be
1st
my
of
oga
December.
for
I don't even finish. I don't build different products. But I know they use Django REST API. They use Fast API for my backend.
React wey we don't do tey.
Oh man.
Now that teach us tey. We don't finish in class F.
I did React in December and
That guy na pro. No mind am.
I don't finish.
Now he even teach me that toast self.
I dey
Now he bring it.
build project now for a company with React.
That is good.
I built a project. I don't know how group go to that though.
You,
Uh,
you know they carry God. You know they
but
carry work give
if
us.
you give me project for React, if you build,
Why we no go do am?
are you sure?
They do am now.
No be small project to
But
now
no be sure. Very certain.
Figma project.
Very certain. No be sure. Very certain.
Okay. I will share you the Figma link. If you do am, then I'll talk to the guy. You and him talk. Then
No
go.
problem.
Now I dey handle
The
some.
guy na
Mr.
pro
Dad, show you
now.
the year now. Dad, show you the
The
year
guy
now.
na pro.
You
Call
don't get
am
work.
na pro.
No man, now he they teach me.
This one say the guy na pro. Be like say I be your guy. You say your God, this oga, they really agree.
Now he be your guy now. That's what they do.
That is nice. React is very easy. Very, very easy. And you know, so I use one we finish React documentation. Finish everything. Build 3-4 projects. Build December finish. This January I built about 4 projects. Then build e-commerce, build e-learning. Use Fast. I work with Fast API. I use Fast API and Axios. I use Axios. You know Axios, Abi? I'm use for my fetching my APIs. Then. Which are actually very simple.
It's very simple.
Axios.
Axios, Abi
Axios.
Axios. I don't
Yes,
know like
Axios.
is it Axios or Axios?
Yeah, Axios.
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 Axios. It makes fetching easy.
Mm.
But did you try Tanstack? React query.
No, I'm not sure though. I
Boss, give it a try.
think they're different. My God, man, I need they like stress. Go stress.
No,
So,
it helps in this thing. It helps in caching and all
uh,
this infinite scrolling.
uh,
Yes, and say as you dey load your WhatsApp now, the
mm,
next message say you go dey load, it would have fetched it for you. You can fetch the previous number. It will fetch it for you. It can
Silence.
state you can make the first.
Silence.
yeah.
I go say you your God on the talk now. The thing we know can do. Yeah. I don't expose you.
Yes.
You know those are going to expose you at now.
That guy for your mind.
But which project don't beat for React? How many projects don't beat so far?
Boss, say me.
Mm.
Say me.
Mm.
OTS project, my OTS project na React.
And they approve.
My OTS project na React.
Abi. So okay, let's.
You don't approve am.
I don't approve them, Abi.
I don move React. I don drop React. I don dey do next. Na that guy carry me go React office.
Next.js.
And Next.js I dey on now.
If I knock your head, now make carry you go there.
Next.js na Well, Node.js now React now. There is no difference.
Uh,
Yeah, there is no difference.
but you get
The different, the
there's
difference, the
difference,
difference is Node.js and server rendering now. Now
yes
server
now.
rendering.
And that one be the cocoa now.
Server
And for
rendering.
the SEO,
Yes, SEO
SEO.
exactly. Server
Uh,
server rendering. But you don't even need that self. Okay? If I go within a plan, React Native. No need them. Drop them. Go React Native for apps.
I don't be draw wetin I don sabi. I just dey
Okay.
try master this thing now. TypeScript.
Okay. TypeScript. Yeah.
Before that
That's
guy can't give me
that's
work. Oh.
Na
TypeScript.
TypeScript come
Ah, yeah,
simple
yeah, yeah.
pass.
I don't dey want
Na TypeScript
TypeScript.
come even simple pass.
TypeScript simple, simple. God, but you need to know JavaScript before you do TypeScript.
Yes,
TypeScript
now
simple.
TypeScript will just aid you so
Yes,
that
now.
you won't do mistake in your coding.
TypeScript simple.
There's
Just
nothing
the
special
type.
in
TypeScript
TypeScript.
different. Then I just type.
Yes, now.
All those that
And
int,
it no go allow you make
name.
mistake.
Mm,
It go give you the street. It dey collect specific data. You go make sure say na this data wey
yes,
you create this
yes.
function for. Na you dey use it.
TypeScript is very
So
simple.
TypeScript is
Your
very good. You
mistake,
make it
you go
safe.
don't see am.
Yes.
You
You
no go
don't
wait
see
till
am.
one time.
You no go even yeah, that is the difference.
Okay, move fire down. Sorry, go wrap up. Move fire down. All right. So, um, what we want to use now is called Toast. Toast is one of the best library you can use in terms of displaying successful message error. I've noticed most of the big companies they use it. Like the guy say, have used it in React. So you can also use it in Django. So you can see some of the one that we have here. Success. You can see different custom that we have. So let's quickly explore the documentation. So for you to be able to use Toast, if you are using it in HTML, you will need to copy the um, CND, CSS, and then the JavaScript. These are the two things that you're going to copy. So we scroll down here. You can see some of the toasts. Let's look at the positioning. So in toast we have positioning. So position is, you can see we have top left, bottom right, bottom left. You can see, if you notice that, you see this one is bottom left, right? This one is top bottom. This one is bottom left, bottom right. While this one is top top, what is this? Top left, right? You can see here top left,
Okay.
top left. So that is what we call position. Then um, we also have kind of a transition, fed up, fed out, fed in. You can see the transition that we have here. I will show you how to use all these ones. It's actually very simple. So you can see we have title, we have image size, we have height, we have color, we have icon, we have layout. So a lot of things are here. So, but let me just show you how to use it quickly. So to use it quickly, what we need to do is actually very simple. Remember, we want to record all the errors that we are having. So first, I need to already have my what's it called it JavaScript, CSS first. So I need to go get my CSS. I don't like using this one. So what me I like using Toast. I'll just come here and say Toast CDN, C uh, CDN. Then I'll just quickly use this. I like copying all these ones up. So I used the CSS. So look at the CSS here. Hmm? The CSS. Let me copy it. And then look at the JavaScript here. Where is that? Just this is the JavaScript. So the CSS and JavaScript, these two, the way you're going to use. You can choose the version, right? So this one too is what I'm going to use. But so I start with the CSS. Uh, Let me go to. So I'm going to the header. So in that header, I'm going to have a link. put in here as CSS. Then let's also go and get in the JavaScript. Get in the JavaScript. So JavaScript, copy the JavaScript. Then come down here. Put in scripts, kind of a source. So what? Okay, I think this already have.
This start with here already.
Okay, already have the syntax. I feel like putting this at the top. I don't want. I want it to run. I want it to run first before any other script, so that it will not block me. So let me just put it here. So they go run first because it's an error. They run first. So I feel like here is okay. Let me say IZI CSS. So let me just put the JavaScript there so I can differentiate them. Yes. All right. So we've been able to have them here. So let's go back to our registration. So so here I'm going to come here. So in this response, so what I'm going to do is that let's go to that toast. Where's that toast stuff? Okay. Let me just copy it. I want to copy something. Okay, let me copy this. Let me just copy this. These are toast.show. Let me see toast.error. How did they even show those ones? I'm coming. Show. Okay, let me just copy this here. All right, let me just copy this. I'm going to put it error, not show, because it's supposed to show error. So this actually display error. So this is where we have. So yeah, I'm going to paste this here. So instead of using the show, I'll use dot error. Dot error, right? Then the title will be error, capital letter E, error. Then the message. So then let me just leave the message like that. The next one is the position. Let me confirm the spelling of the position on the documentation. Okay, you can see the error. You can see what we have here, right? Error. So let me just copy that error. Okay, we already added it. So you can see error here. Just search error. Then you get the error. Have you seen the error here? So let me have something like sources. See sources here. Let me have something like position. Position. Okay, look at position here. This is on top bottom. So here I'm going to put comma position. The guy here, the boy.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So top bottom right. Bottom right. All right. So let's try and see what's going to happen. Okay. Let's try. You can see what we have here, right? Have you seen it? Have you seen what it's showing? So let's make it center. How many of you have seen it? How many of you have seen the
I
arrow?
can see it. I can see it.
So
Can
for
see
this,
it.
I can see
Just
it,
see
sir.
it.
okay, good. You can change it to like let's change it to bottom right, bottom right, bottom left. You can change top left to top center and see what's going to happen. Top center. Can see what we have here, top center. But I don't want to use top center. Let me do that top left. Top left. Let me check top left. Top left. Okay. Top left. Alright, let's check it out. You can see top left. Have you seen it here? Top left. So now we want to display the main error. So the guy, oh yeah, help us. How do you display the error here? Get it dynamically. Hmm?
We pass the error from the response now.
How? How do you do it?
The text dot JSON
So what we are
inside
going
the
to
message.
JSON,
Package
is it
inside
not
the message.
response JSON?
It will be rest dot
it has to be
response JSON dot
rest dot.
error
Response JSON,
dot
res
response
dot
JSON
response JSON
We need to
response
console log.
JSON
Let's
dot
console
error.
log.
dot error.
Let's console log so that we'll not do mistake.
That should be this thing now.
Let's console log, Oga. I don't know this. I don't want to misspell. Alright, so that we can get it at once. So mm, 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 response your son. Okay. Right. So here we are going to remove this and put dot response dot what error, right?
Error. No, 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 no. Your own doesn't have R. Mr. Skylar, your own is just ER. The last R is not there. Your own
Where
spelling.
is that? Let's check.
The last R,
Look
the
at it
check.
here now.
The last R is not there.
Look at it here. That is the error you are talking about. This is the response dot error now. Is it not the same?
No, that's not the one. That's not the one you spelled. Let's go back to the this thing we just left now. Let's go back to
That
the
is it. That is it. That is it.
to the
Look at
that
it.
we left. Check it, sir. You
Where is
see
where
it? There's no
where
R there.
where is this one coming from now?
Yes, this is the one you spelled
Let's check.
in
Let's check.
the jQuery file.
Check the page the left.
Is that spelling? It's been like that
Go up,
View.
since.
scroll up, see it.
I've noticed it
Scroll up.
since.
Okay.
And line 28.
So
It's the jQuery. It's the jQuery. It's not here.
let me replace it because if it's not there, that means if we use dot error, that means this error will not show. This other one's there. So let's replace it the same key. You understand?
Okay, sir.
If it did not
Tally.
tally, because unless you use dot another thing, if this dot we do this sometimes, okay, now when you have a little challenge is when OTP you use when there is no OTP is not verified. Let me see how you guys are going to do doing login. How do you know the OTP? How do you redirect? Know the OTP and display the OTP error and display the error that is password is incorrect or account not active. So this is where you need to work with a lot of conditions. Okay, I think let's go and replace it there. All right, it's the same thing now. Okay. So, all right, can see fill all the whole form. All right, let's fill out the whole form and try to see another error. Password do not match. Have you seen it? So let's go and do success. All right. I need it. Let me just copy a bit. Just copy and just change it to success. The success will be right on that. Success. Let me console log success too. So this time I need to. So I want to change this thing to. How to change it into success? Let me confirm the spelling. Okay. Okay. So now this will not be this because I don't know. Like this one, the response a bit the success. I don't know, but let's check. Then success. Title success. Okay. So let me console log. So let's go and create 3 accounts. Monoski 20. What is this? What is it? 22 30 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 okay, successful registered. Yeah, successful registered. So successful registered. So we need to put the success there. Successful registered. So let's go on. Okay. Okay, we just need to put just the response alone. Mm? Mm-hmm. Let's check. User register successful. Where the self register coming from now? Oh, the success is oh shit. Respond the success, right? I don't know. Respond the success.
I think it should be respond rest.respond dsync dot success.
No. Look at it. Let's see what is giving us here first.
Okay.
Oh, resources. Let me. Oh, fuck. Mm, 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 mm. trying to make sure that I get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, user registered successfully. So have you seen it? Huh?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
User registered successfully. So user registered successfully. They also need to do the same thing. If you registered, you should redirect to home page. Or let's leave that one. So let's do the business one. Let's do the business. And also, if you are registered, should we disable this one? If you don't register now. So let's leave it that way. Let's leave it that way. So let's do this one. Or we should leave this one as an assignment. Yeah? Should we
Let's
leave
do it, oh.
it? Is it the same
Let's do
thing?
it, boss.
It's the same thing.
Work choke. Work choke ni. No vex, boss.
The same thing. Yeah, no, no, run. The guy. The same thing. What I will do is just copy. I'll just have to copy document already. So, oh, God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, so mm, where this ends here. So oh, I just want to copy and paste. Mm. Business logic start. Okay, I don't want. I see just copy and paste. Nothing is new here. Everything. I just copy and paste. So let's go to business. Um. We've done. So I just want. I'll just go to this place, like here now. I'll just come here and copy, like copy the button. You understand? But I will change it to so that it will not conflict. Uh, uh, okay, this is it here. So I just copy it here. Then I'll change it to business. Then this other one, um, the BTN business test. Okay, let's go to
Spinner.
uh, let's go to the no need to check spinner. Spinner is the same. You check spinner will not work. The only spinner now is React Bootstrap this. Then we have I'll have ID business form. All right. So let me start with the business form. I don't need to test anything again because it has been tested already. Business form. Then before, then this thing I need to change it to what do you call it? I need to change it to business test. Business tests. So this other one, what's it called? It? The form business BTN. Hey, BTN business. BTN business. Then what again? I think that is all. Hmm? Is that not all? Hmm? That is all. No? Don't finish it.
That is all.
Move, test. Nothing. They need to do magic there. So let's try to. Can see fill out the whole form. So let's try to register. Um, my beats. My beats. My 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Boom. Register successfully. So let me confirm. Mm, my bees. My bees. Okay, I see. Have you seen it here? This as a
Yeah.
business. So as a business, ladies and gentlemen, do I move further? No, I don't move further because what is left, what we are going to do next is yeah, email verification OTP. This is slow. God, it is already. So the assignment